Generative AI is a great example of what we just talked about with AI essentially meaning today machine learning with deep neural networks. First of all, there's several different forms of generative AI. The generative AI that you're most familiar with is probably ChatGPT, which has an input of word prompt and an output of some word text. So this is a great example of a well-defined transformation, words to words, that is trained on a large corpus of data that's enabled by the internet. Basically, it collected all the data on the internet or a lot of the data on the internet, put that into a model that would do a good job of producing language that sounds like it should be the response to whatever the prompt was. Another thing to understand about it from the conversation that we had about what AI really means today is that there's not necessarily anything intelligent going on there. What it is a enormous transformation that has taken the deep neural network paradigm to an extreme. Rather than the millions or tens of millions of parameters needed to do automatic speech recognition, these systems have billions and tens of billions of parameters. It's basically doing an enormous pattern matching, and it's taking the word prompt that you're putting in, and it's producing language that sounds like it should be a good response to that prompt. But there's no actual reasoning or thought process going on inside this network. And that's what's important to untangle between the word we use, intelligence, and what's actually going on. And so these things, because they're trained on so much data, will have a lot of truth to them in the response that they put out, but they're not guaranteed to be giving you the correct answer, just language that sounds like it should be the right response to the prompt. And so with that said, how does generative AI likely fit into the contact center? Well, in the context of a call transcript, we believe generative AI can be used very well for summarization. So that can help agents, for example, in after call work. So they don't have to summarize the call. A machine can automate that for them. And then once you have summarizations, we imagine we can use that to identify and surface new topics that appear in those summarizations. And that can help operational leaders understand new dynamics that are happening in their call center and respond to them. I think those are probably the most near-term applications of generative AI. And then we'll see. Generative AI and other really large type of machine learning models can potentially have a lot of applications.